Hey guys, tonight we're going to go ahead and compare some paint on leather. We're using acrylic paint. The first one is this stuff I got at Walmart that's just, what is it, Apple Barrel. It's Laguna is the color. As you can see, I put some down. You can see the different colors because some of them are multiple coats. Some of them have some water mixed with them. I'm going to use this as a test swatch to see how the paint reacts to being kind of folded and moved around and crumpled up. And this is basically a test swatch for a future video, so it's kind of a little bit of a teaser. And it also compares, like I said, the Laguna, which is 50 cents a bottle from Walmart, with this stuff, Angelus, and this is supposed to be specifically leather paint. If you look around, a lot of people use this stuff specifically to paint leather and vinyl. So I just wanted to go ahead. I should have probably went a little bit lighter on some of the areas, but originally I wasn't planning on test swatching the actual leather paint versus the cheap stuff. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and try. I've got my, as usual, assistant sitting here. Say hello, assistant.
Hello.
And he is going to be my co-pilot through all this and help us. What do you think, James? I can see a little bit right here where it's already started to come up, but fortunately what we're trying to do with this project is have something that's distressed in the old leather and colors kind of show through, so that may not be as big of issue. I've also not done a ton with prep on this because I want to kind of do worst case scenario.
But my opinion is subscribe to my channel, link in the description.
Yes, he's got his own. He's going to try and ninja, like, promote his channel.
I'm sorry, I'm eating M&M's, guys.
And could be any number of things. With this, as you can see, this stuff goes on pretty well. It actually goes on a little bit better than the cheap stuff. I don't know if that's because the cheap stuff isn't really designed for leather or what. This stuff, I'm glad that it seems like it goes a lot further than I had expected. I had originally thought that the little 1 ounce bottle wouldn't go that far and was kind of bummed out, but now I'm glad to see it's going pretty far. As I said, this is kind of, sorry about that. Worst case scenario, I did no prep to the leather. The leather's dirty, it's greasy, and I just want to see how well the paint will stick to this in a worst case scenario situation. And then, depending on how that works, we will figure out either we'll get some more of the leather paint. If that works out better, I think right now I actually really like the leather paint compared to the other stuff. I've also read about some spray paint, which intrigues me. But unfortunately, I live in Ohio and it is November, so I don't have anywhere to paint that is indoors that is above about 40 degrees.
Well,
So what do you think, assistant?
you're gonna call me James, or I'm gonna not be in this video. I think with the leather paint, with the I'm gonna like do. You can see here, it's like has lines and stuff, and the leather is showing. But
So
with
you
this
can
one,
see like the natural grain on the stuff that wasn't official leather paint?
yeah, but this stuff, I cannot see any of the leather where you painted.
Okay, well, we want to kind of have grain structure, and if you hold it up at an angle, you can sort of see as it's drying, it gets the grain structure. I'm not really worried about the grain structure for the project I have in mind. However, I will kind of give a little bit of a hint. It's going to be like kind of post-apocalyptic and distressed, which seems to be a theme on my channel, and my personal style is that I like things that are worn and distressed and not necessarily post-apocalyptic, but
Steampunk.
sorta. And so something like this that the paint's actually going to wear off isn't necessarily a bad thing because I'll just add more paint to it and pretty much make it more my style. What do you think, buddy?
Well, I don't have.
No, go ahead and say it, buddy.
I don't really have enough What were we talking about again? Because I have nothing to say.
Leather paint and like distressing stuff and kind of steampunk and kind of wasteland and...
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say definitely over time. I think both paints we're gonna see the grain, the leather grain.
Okay. I think also, now remember, you're supposed to clean the leather so the paint will stick good, and we didn't clean it, so... But this is, like I said, worst case scenario for painting, and it looks good. I'm kind of curious as it dries. Are we going to see more peat chunks flake off? If not, all of that. My wife, actually, disembodied voice from the other room, asked if we had tried to bend it. Yeah, we have tried to bend it a little bit, but since we put more paint on it, we need to wait until that paint dries. But yeah, that's one of those things that we're going to kind of crumple it up. I may ball it up and throw it in my pocket and like carry it around like in my hip pocket at work, or you know, maybe I'll stitch some little leather pouch out of it or something and carry it just to see how it wears or whatever. But go ahead.
I actually have a prediction. I think the cheap paint is going to like flake off and start like disappearing faster, and I bet you there's going to be barely any left, and there's going to still be a bunch of the expensive stuff left.
Okay, well, we'll have to check back in what, a week, 2 weeks. We'll do a long-term test drive and see how it compares and how much better it gets, or how much the paint flakes off.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a plan?
And once we get I have one last test. After we record this and show it, I think I want to get like a tall mug or glass or something full of water, like fold it up into a roll and shove it down. Wait, like cut the camera. Wait like 3 minutes. Start recording, and I'm gonna show you guys if the paint which paint came.
Well, that's actually a really, really good idea. The other thing I was thinking is if you take a knife and just scrape it along the surface and see how easy the paint comes off. What do you think about that, buddy?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, well, we will have to get back to you once we know more. Like I said, this was just a test swatch for a future project that I have in the works, that if all goes well, I will shoot a whole video on it. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.
Visit my channel.
And visit Mr. Man's channel. Bye.